about something else that I've gotten really into this year, and that is gardening. So yeah, my mom is an amazing gardener. She would say she doesn't love it because it's too much weeding, which I totally understand, but she's really good. And so I started this year as well, just having a pandemic, having not much to do. My partner works longer hours than I do, and it makes the yard beautiful, and maybe we'll get some food from it, I don't know. So this year we did a veggie garden. We did snack size cucumbers and peppers, and then snap peas. It's a raised garden, so we didn't want to do anything that was like too big. We have 4 tomato plants, which I'm really excited about. They are growing really fast. And then we have an herb garden with rosemary, thyme, basil. We have chives, dill, and tarragon. And then we have a rhubarb patch. Rhubarb is one of my absolute favorite things. I just eat it stewed. Of course, you can do like pies and stuff like that, which I love, strawberry rhubarb pie, but I even just like stewed rhubarb. So yeah, that's coming along really well, and I hope that you enjoy the video. I also just want to talk about our front garden. So when we moved into this home just over a year ago, we were really lucky. The person who sold it to us had just done some landscaping. So all of the stuff in the front by the house and by the driveway and stuff was all there. We just have to take care of it, which I'm doing the best that I can. I took out some huge weeds from it this past weekend, so it looks a lot cleaner now. And then the tree in the middle of our yard is a dogwood. We had to unfortunately cut down a tree last year, or have the city cut it down because it was a city tree. Our neighbors told us it had been struck by lightning at least twice before we moved here. So it showed about half of it was already dead, and the other half wasn't far behind. And it was actually a big hazard because it had limbs going over our neighbor's power line to their home. So, and since they weren't alive, they really could have fallen in a storm and caused a huge accident. So thankfully last summer, the city took it down. I was very sad to see it go. Cutting down trees is never what you want to do, but we replaced it with a tree on our own property that we picked. We picked a dogwood. It's about up to my shoulder now. I have it in the video. It's some really beautiful flowers, so we're really, really happy about that. And then the other plant that I want to talk about is our palm tree. So this summer, we were doing all the shopping for plants and all of that. That was really fun, actually, the best day that I had had in a while, considering we were kind of in lockdown, but garden centers were open. So we went to this amazing garden center. We had to wait in line. It's kind of like getting into like a club, except it's a garden center, but that's how excited I was. And so we walked through and we bought all these plants. We bought all of our veggies that we were gonna grow, all the flowers, mixing and matching, kind of organizing it all, really, really fun. And we saw they had all these palm trees that they like import from Florida. And so at the time we couldn't fit it in a car. Honestly, I was like, no, we can't get this. It's like too much. And it won't even fit in the car with all the plants that we already got. But I'm so lucky my boyfriend went a couple of days later and bought me one. So that's in the video, and it should survive even though we live in Canada and it's freezing cold over the winter, as long as we take it inside. So I'm gonna take it into this room that I'm filming in right now, keep the room warm enough. It's not connected to the rest of the house's HVAC, but we do keep it warm. And then hopefully it gets enough sun, and fingers crossed it will make it to next year. And then we can just have it by the pool and imagine that we are somewhere exotic instead of just our backyard. This is the garden at the front. So we've got this beautiful tree and all these other plants. And then this is the mess that we need to get rid of, actually. These are the flowers that we have around the pool yard. So we've got these purple spikies. They kind of look like wheat to me. And then they all are the same. They have these lime green leaves, which you'll see that I clearly love. They have pink and purple flowers. And then they also have these little pink leaves that just don't seem to be as big as the rest of the things in the pot, but that's okay. It still looks nice. And then Ollie is walking us to our next one. We had to move this one so it would get some more sun just because it wasn't doing as well as the other two, and it's still not, but hopefully it will improve with some love. It's looking okay, kind of the same thing going on here. And then we have two other style of pots that have just different combinations. So they've got purple spikies, which I really, really like. They kind of went really wide. And then two-tone leaves, as well as the lime green again, because I love that. This is our rhubarb patch. So I absolutely love rhubarb. I make it stewed all the time, although you can do pies and stuff too. And this year I bought 3 crowns, and then I bought a cutting from a neighbor. So I have to weed this patch, obviously, but all 4 plants are doing really, really well. So we can't harvest this year. You're supposed to wait, but hopefully next year, lots of rhubarb. And then we have a huge bushel of mint that was left from the previous owners, but that's fine. We like the mint. And then we have 4 big tomato plants. So they're doing really well. There's 2 varieties. I forget what the difference is, but they're both cherry tomatoes. So hopefully really, really tasty. And then I went a little faster out this way to our veggie patch. We actually have it in the front yard because it gets a ton of sun all day, and then it'll just do a little bit better. So these are mini cucumbers. We had 4, we lost 1. These are snap peas, and we have a couple peas actually not quite ready, but almost. And then these are snack size peppers. So lots of leafy green, only a couple tiny little peppers, like not anything really. But I think there's one little bud in here. Yeah, you can kind of see the start. So fingers crossed we actually get some yield from this plant. We don't really know what we're doing. This is our first time. And then this is our herb garden. So we have rosemary. We've got 4 rosemary areas, I guess. And then we have 4 thyme as well. Those are our favorites. So we use them all year long. And then we have 2 basil, which all doing really, really well. We have some chives in a bucket, some dill. I use dill when I eat fish. And then we have tarragon as well. So this is looking pretty good, I think, overall. And this is back in the backyard. And then these are our last planters. This is an Australian canna lily, I think. And we have a green one, and then we have this purple one. And I really love these purple leafy ones as well. They're kind of smaller on the side there. And then we just did them with white flowers. This is our palm tree. So I love it. It's a thatch palm. It's from Florida, and if we take care of it and everything goes well, fingers crossed, we will have this for many years. So yeah, it just kind of adds a lot to the yard, I think. It's really fun to have a palm tree. It makes you feel like you're kind of away. And that's a citronella for the bugs. Thanks for watching this video. It was a lot of fun to film, and I will keep you posted on how all of our plants survive with my newly found gardening skills. The last thing that I wanted to mention that I forgot to say was the herb garden in our backyard. That the wood planter was actually built by my mom. She has this passion for woodworking that she's kind of found in retirement, and she's extremely skilled. So she made one for me, she made one for my aunt, and she has one in her yard as well. So we're gonna compare notes on the 1st of every month and send a photo to each other of our planters and how our herbs are doing. So I gotta keep it going well for that photo. Anyway, thanks again. Bye.